Welcome to the first ever Sauce Selfie episode. I had to get the baseball picks out early, so I wanted to make a video. I wanted to share my Nets Bucks picks with everyone, but I didn't really have time to set the studio all up, so we're rattling it off real quick. Game 7, Nets, Bucks, let's do it. Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. The Sauce. Hey, get the sauce. So like I said, Game 7 in Brooklyn, line open, Nets -1. 87% of money as of 7 p.m. last night is on the Brooklyn Nets. I actually forgot to record the numbers this morning, but as of 12:30 p.m., we're still looking at 79% of the money on the Nets. Looks like the consensus line jumped too. We're looking at Brooklyn -1.5 now instead of Brooklyn -1. I gotta say that this might be the worst 7-game series I've ever watched before. Like, if you just look at this on paper, right? Big yo, Bucks, Nets, Eastern Conference semifinals. We're in Game 7, Giannis versus Durant. If you just looked at that on paper and didn't actually watch the games, you'd be like, oh shit, that's dope. We probably saw some battles in there, right? I wouldn't say battles. In fact, we really only saw, what, 1 or 2 good games? We've seen them play 6 times. In 3 of those 6 games, they pulled their starters. One of the teams or both the teams pulled their starters for the last 5 or 6 minutes because the game was over. So that's half the games of this series, starters have been pulled. But Sauce, what about Game 3? Game 3 was a close game. Bucks won by 3. Game 3? Let me show you some numbers from Game 3. I got them right here. In Game 3, the final score was 86-83. Ew, man. These teams were shot a combined 68 of 184. I had to double check just to make sure that I was like, that can't be right. It is right. These teams shot a combined 68 of 184 from the floor and 14 of 63 from 3 in that game. Yeah, was there some good defense being played in that game? I actually remember the Nets playing real good defense in that game. But as much as there was good defense, there was also terrible offense. Yeah, Game 3 was not a good game. In fact, like I said, we only saw 1 or 2 good games. Add injuries to it, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and the series has just sucked, man. But you know what? We get a Game 7. We still got Giannis versus Durant. Maybe they close it out and give us a dope game tonight. Maybe that's what they give us. So some Game 7 bad news for the Nets. Kyrie Irving officially ruled out. James Harden, he's going to play, but I really can't believe he can't even sprint, man, let alone drive to the basket. He's I'm surprised at how limited he's been. But I think the worst news for the Nets is they just got beat up in Game 6, and the Bucks shot terribly from deep in that game. Nets didn't shoot well either. But how are you going to get beat by 15, 16 points with numbers like this? The Bucks shot 7 for 33 from 3, right? That's horrible. If the Bucks shoot 7 for 33 from 3, you should be winning that game, Milwaukee. At the very least, be in the game. You can't get beat by 16 points when the Bucks shoot like that. So if you're the Brooklyn Nets, what are you hoping for here? I mean, a big part of it was Chris Middleton went crazy. I think it was like 11 for 16, 5 for 8 from 3, 38 points, insanely efficient. Shot was hot. The thing is, the Nets didn't really play horrible defense on Middleton. I mean, they fouled him, like with bad fouls a couple times, just stupid fouls. You can cut those out, and you could tighten up the D a little bit, but he was hitting contested shots, man. Basically, the Nets are just going to have to tighten up the defense and hope that Middleton doesn't do some shit like that again, because if he's going to be hitting contested 26-footers, there's really not a defensive adjustment for that. It's kind of like, well, I hope he doesn't keep fucking doing that. And if you're the Nets, when Chris Middleton gets hot, you can't really double team him. What are you going to do? Leave PJ Tucker open in the corner? You can't do that. He's like automatic. You can't even leave that guy Pat Connaughton open because he'll sit on the out in the wing and he'll hit that 3 all day too. The biggest factor for the Nets tonight, secondary scoring. We know Durant's out of his mind. We've seen it. We see it every night. We know he's going to score. Can someone else step up? James Harden looking about 40% out there. Where's Joe Harris? Can Joe Harris make a few shots? I think if someone for the Nets, it could be Blake Griffin, if someone steps up and gives Durant a 19-20 point night, an efficient 19-20 point night to complement his shit, the Nets will win this game, and that's what I'm betting. Give me Brooklyn -1.5. Lock it in. Nothing's going to change, but if anything does change, I'll put it on my Twitter, Instagram, story, and Facebook. VIP sheets going out probably around 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. MLB tickets already went out, so if you're on the VIP list, check your texts and emails. You should already have the MLB ticket. We've been hot. The MLB ticket has cashed for over 5 units 2 days in a row. I'm not bullshitting you. For real. People can vouch for this. It's been insane. No, this doesn't happen every day, but I'm loving it. Let's make some more money tonight. Let's enjoy a lot of sports. It's a nice Saturday. Let's enjoy it. I'll talk to you on Twitter.